What type of student every brawler in Brawl Stars would be in school? Shelly. The OG kid that everybody knows about. Piper. The popular girl that everyone wants to be friends with. Jessie. The tech-savvy person that always seems to be working on some gadget. You'll mainly find them in the robotics room. Doug. The dumb kid in class that loves to surf. Kit. The person that always seems to get distracted by the little things. Leon. The quiet kid, you gotta watch out for people like this. For example, what's in his pockets? Another type of popular girl, except they're way more annoying and obsessed with social media. Grom. The kid that mixes his food at lunch and tries to get people's attention, even if it's not wanted. Lou. The kid that tries to sell you snacks during lunch. Meg. Acts like a little kid and brings their toy figures from home in order to play with people during class. Frank. Probably has some sort of speaking condition and gets pissed off pretty easy due to their low IQ. Barry. The weird hippie that no one can tell if they're a boy or a girl. Griff. The rich kid in school that always wears fancy clothes and watches. Ember. Tries to impress everyone in class with their magic tricks. It either leaves them speechless or disappointed. Gale. The old head that always seems to say, "Back in my day." Mandy. The person that everybody forgets about in class. Super relatable in Brawl Stars too. Nita. The furry that plays in character a little too good. Miko. The guy who thinks they're the class clown, but isn't. Stu. One of the hyper kids that is insane at dodgeball. Tara. The mysterious kid in class that thinks they're in some science fiction movie all the time. Spike. The deaf kid. Sandy. The kid that's always sleeping in class, but is pretty chill when they're awake. Mr. P. The annoying kid that's the teacher's pet. They're also known to remind the teacher if they forgot to pass out homework. Larry and Lori. The identical twins that people can never tell apart. Gray. The mysterious kid that's probably 20. Dynamite. The kid that your parents tell you to stay away from. You never know what they might do. Tick. The innocent kid that can't pronounce his R's properly. Rico. The guy who everyone always asks gum for. Rosa. The vegan girl who's obsessed with herbal remedies and plants. Poco. The person that everyone's friends with and plays actually good music in class. Melody. The weird girl who watches cringy shows. Most people tend to avoid her. Hank. The little guy with big henchmen, ready to step in for him no matter what. Lily. The girl who always seems to go invisible during class. Be careful around people like this. Barley. Known for whipping up the best drinks, non-alcoholic of course. Brock. The athletic guy who loves playing music on his boombox. Angelo. The zesty guy who's the leader of the LGBTQ club. Clancy. The new kid in town who tries to fit in with what everybody else does. Jackie. The loud girl who's always cussing in class. Everyone enjoys it, except the teacher. Max. The super energetic kid in class that's always raising their hand and passing out papers. Otis. Another one of those kids who doesn't like to talk properly. Edgar. Yay, there's always someone like this in school. Not only do they get bullied by everyone, but it is super justified, based on the way they treat others. Comment down below if you have an Edgar main friend. Bo. The kid that's always talking about his ancestry. Like nobody cares that your great-great-uncle could talk to spirits. We all know it's cap. Penny. The kid that loves to cosplay different characters, especially ones that involves pirates. Pearl. The person that still brings in baked goods on their birthday and random occasions. They are always appreciated and get no hate. Gus. The kid that doesn't like to talk, but at least they're friendly with everyone. Ash. The smelly kid who has green aura surrounding them at all times. Bull. The rage beast who will literally destroy the entire classroom if provoked. The upside is that at least they will have a large impact on the football field. Carl. The stereotypical nerd in class. The voice is even spot on, they always got something to say, and don't even try to talk to them, unless you have maxed out your vocab stats. Pam. The girl in class who thinks they own the place. Not only do they think they're in charge, but believe that they are better than everyone else. Nani. The weird kid who likes to spy on people during lunch. You always got to watch your back when people like this are around. Colt. The legit cowboy who you don't want to mess with. They probably come from Texas and is heavily trained with weapons. Draco. The guy who fantasizes about being some sort of knight in shining armor. These people try and play their role a little too good. Belle. The girl who has parents as outlaws and now thinks they're a part of it too. 8-bit. The gamer who somehow sneaks in their consoles during class. They are also always asked to put their electronics away by the teacher. Chuck. The kid who always knew what he wanted to do when he grew up. In Chuck's case, a train director. Al Primo. The buff guy who flexes his body a little too much, like no one wants to see all that. Gene. Yeah, who would even let someone with Gene's type of character into a school, plus they're purple. Sam. He gives me super senior type of vibes, like bro you're already balding, and you got a full-on mustache. Squeak. This is the Boy Scout guy, who acts like they're Captain America or something. Willow. The girl who's always sick, and pulls up with a mask to school. You'll also occasionally hear announcements specifically for them. Eve. The person who's always helping out others when they need it. Fang. The attention seeker who tries to impress everybody. It usually just ends up looking pretty cringe. Daryl. Everyone likes them, but no one's close with them. Crow. The typical cool kid who doesn't really like talking to anybody. Byron. The wise guy who's always correcting the teacher's mistakes, and everybody's always asking them for answers. B. The sidekick girl who's always backing up her friends. BB. The cocky yet scary person who you probably don't want to mess with. You don't know what they could be capable of. Buzz. The stereotypical surfer guy. Charlie. The girl who's always doing some sort of unnecessary tricks in class. Cordelius. The guy who's always on. Let's just say stuff. Colette. The creepy girl who's probably using what Cordelius is supplying, if you know what I mean. Buster. The guy obsessed with virtual reality. Bonnie. The kid that no one remembers, like does anybody even main her? Janet. They're the type of people to never be quiet when the teacher is talking. Maisie. The kid that's part of every single club. Mortis. The guy that hangs around school, even after it closes. Be careful about these kids in class. Ruffs. The person who always talks about what it's like to be in a war, even though they haven't been in one. Serge. The guy who always has a fresh new fit whenever you see them. Sprout. They probably still use online school. RT. The guy who always talks about original video games and arcade systems. Lola. The girl who thinks they're fancy even though all their stuff is probably fake. Click here to watch another video.